organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up today on this Friday edition of Daily Iowan TV, election aftermath. Find out how international students at the UI are feeling after Donald Trump was elected president. Plus, campus change, what UI students need to know.
As Iowa looks ahead to Illinois tomorrow, we have one more flashback to Iowa's upset win over Michigan.
Plus, men's basketball put up a fight against Big East defending champs Seton Hall last night.
All that coming up. You're watching Daily Iowan TV. Good morning and thanks for tuning in to Daily Iowa TV. I'm Sam Edelman. Protests over Donald Trump being elected president have occurred around the country, including Iowa City. In response, Iowa City and Johnson County officials are speaking out about diversity and safety in the community. Iowa City Council, understand residents have strong feelings about the presidential election results, but condemns the threatening verbal and physical acts. The Johnson County Board of Supervisions passed a resolution to reassert their commitment to support all residents and foster a welcoming environment for its residents. The resolution also promises to protect what Johnson County and its residents have done to address social and economic inequality. After Donald Trump's historic election win, many minority groups are afraid of what Donald Trump presidency means for them. International students are questioning their status in the U.S. Daily Iowa TV reporter Molly Shen took to the streets at the University of Iowa to hear what international students think about Donald Trump's presidency.
4 years U.S. presidential election just passed away. Not only the U.S. citizens are concerned about U.S. future, but the international students in here are questioning about their status in the U.S. after Trump won the election.
Plan to go to American job. I plan to have a American job, but after he's elected, I think I don't have any opportunities anymore because he said he's gonna reduce any job places for the international students.
After Donald Trump won the election, different international students hold a different opinion. Let's see what they have to say.
It's second year for me to come here, and I'm an international student, so I really don't care about who be the president. So yeah, I don't care so much about this.
I'll just hope for the best. But at this point, we can't do anything, right? I mean, the election is over, so I'll just stay vigilant for if those things, if some of those things that don't actually value the international students or immigrants, then yeah.
Presidential election is a huge thing to Americans, and the international students is really care about these things. I mean, some students maybe hold the different opinions. And Molly Shen, located at the Main Library, Daily Iowa TV.
Today, the University of Iowa ITS Office of Teaching, Learning, and Technology is hosting an all-day conference about the Canvas system on ICON. ICON, short of Iowa Courses Online, is a system that the University of Iowa students and professors use to share course content, submit assignments, and take quizzes. The UI switched to using Canvas system of ICON this year, and the conference is meant to figure out where the Canvas system of ICON is going and what users are expected from the system in the future. As many Hawkeyes are traveling home this weekend for Thanksgiving break, let's toss it over to Sydney Zatz in the weather studio to see what the weather conditions are looking like this weekend. Sydney?
We definitely have gotten an extra taste of summer this fall. While Thursday was in the 70s, it looks like things are going to cool down. Friday afternoon, we can expect it to be very windy with a temperature of 63. As we head into the evening, we will drop into the high 30s Saturday morning, and we can expect temperatures in the low 30s with mostly sunny skies. Looking into the week, for those of you staying in Iowa City over break, we can expect more fall temperatures that we've been short of. Monday, we'll see sunny skies and temps in the 50s, but that will all change Tuesday when rain comes our way. Throughout the week, we can expect the partly cloudy skies and temps in the mid-40s to low 50s in the evening. Temps will range in the low to high 30s. That's all I have for you. Back to you, Sam.
Although Thanksgiving break is on the minds of many UI students, after Thanksgiving break, students may notice something different about the campus schedule. Starting on Monday, November 20th, the 8th, Mayflower Shuttle Interdorm and Hawkeye Interdorm routes will be changed. This because of the traffic complications due to the Gateway Project road construction on North Dubuque Street. The Mayflower Shuttle route will have adjusted temperature times and additional bus operating during morning travel. The Interdorm route will begin service earlier and will increase service. Lastly, the Hawkeye Interdorm route will no longer serve several stops on weekdays after 6 p.m. One of those stops being Burge Residence Hall. To keep track of these changes, visit the website below. Today marks our last pregame show of the year. Although Iowa football is wrapping up with their season, Iowa basketball is just getting started. Taylor Brooks and Katie Sextro are standing by in the weather studio with more. Ladies.
Thanks, Sam. You know, I cannot believe that football is almost over and that this is our last pregame show.
Or the fact that I graduate in a month. Let's just take that into perspective a little bit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we're going to mix things up a bit on this pregame and send it over to Carver Hawkeye, where Mary Kate Harrion was courtside last night to recap Iowa men's basketball first big test.
Too big, too fast, too strong, too good for the Hawkeyes to stop. Seton Hall was completely dominant on both sides of the court, forcing the Hawkeyes to turn the ball over 17 times. But turnovers weren't the only problem on the offensive side of the ball for Iowa. The team missed key opportunities while being in double bonus for about 50% of the game, only going 19 for 32 from the free throw line, while also having problems off the bench with only contributing 9 points. Peter Jacques and Tyler Kirk were both high scorers for the night with 30 and 26 points. On the defensive side of the ball, the Hawks forced 12 turnovers, but also gave up 10 second-chance opportunities to the Pirates.
I would like to have seen us play better defense collectively for the duration, but certainly in the second half. I mean, you can't give them 66%.
We talk about defense all the time, and that's the main thing we got to get better in. You know, tonight we didn't do a good job in that, and I think that's one of the main reasons why we lost the game.
We know it's going to take a lot of work, but we know what we need to do. So in that sense, we're not too far. At least we know, what things we got to get better at.
It's now a quick turnaround for the Hawkeyes as they are back in Carver Hawkeye Arena on Sunday as they take on University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Reporting for Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Mary Kate Harrion, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
I was courtside as well, and watching Tyler Cook play, he fits perfect in the Big Ten, especially as a freshman.
Oh yeah, he's really fun to watch. Well, now switching back to football, this team has been through a lot together. 12-0 season, a Rose Bowl, heartbreaking losses this season, and then, of course, upsetting Michigan last week. And the culture surrounding Iowa City and its beloved Hawkeyes is something you probably won't find anywhere else.
There's a great culture here within this program. We got the best, coaching staff in the country, best strength coach in the country, and it's all, help to them that it establishes culture, and then it trickles down to the players.
So where does that great culture stem from?
Everything starts with Coach Ferentz. He sets the example, sets the culture of the team, and Coach Ferentz is a top-notch guy, a great person, great coach. And he sets the mentality of this program and the culture of this team, and that just trickles down to the assistant coaches and then down to the players and the older guys on the team. If let the younger guys know the exact culture and get on guys when they're not displaying the right culture on the team, and in return that'll display it within games.
When you work with people, any age people, that's what makes this fun and special. And the thing about sports and athletics, it's really raw. I mean, it's just you're right down at a level that's it's enjoyable. But the worst thing about being the head coach is it's not quite as intimate. But you got to work at it. I've learned that you got to make it intimate. But that's why the losses hurt so much, and that's why the wins are so good. So that's the best part about coaching, quite frankly. All the other stuff's nice. We have a beautiful building. Very, very appreciative of all that, but it still gets down to the people.
And sure, the main goal of this season is to win as many games as possible. But that's not the only reason the Hawks work so hard every Saturday.
I'm just happy to play for the state of Iowa. There's great fans here. I got a coaching staff that loves me, and I got teammates that are behind me 100% no matter what happens. So I'm more excited to be doing it for them, not really this.
The family atmosphere that we have around here, everybody's in it for each other, and everybody's in it for Coach Ferentz. Everybody wants to do their best and have moments in the locker room like that. Obviously, there's games you want back and there's plays you want back, but yeah, moments like that kind of make it worth all of it.
Part of that Iowa culture is moving on. Regardless of a win or loss, one Iowa player has taken some heat for a play against Michigan.
Jabril Peppers standing back, waiting for Ron Caluzzi's punt. Oh, and he's going to run a fake and falls down. Well, there's your first big mistake of the game.
The mistake could have rattled graduate transfer Ron Caluzzi. Instead, this was his afterthought.
In all seriousness, the first play, the one where I got hit, thought I was on fire, so stopped, dropped, and rolled. Michigan punter was trying to put out the invisible fire, and just went there, went from there.
Well, yeah, it's, as you might imagine, he's taken a little ribbing over that from several people, not me, but yeah, he really is a pretty good athlete, but that was an ugly play.
The memes and GIFs of the fall started filtering through Twitter, but to Caluzzi, it's all fun and games.
A lot of Instagram or Twitter memes, and it's been a lot of fun, pretty funny. Some people are really clever. I think they got a little bit too much free time at home to think of the stuff that they have.
To his teammates, the fall wasn't a big deal, as Caluzzi is known to keep that calm composure.
Ron's a good guy. He's got a really cool, just calm, collective mentality, and that's usually how the kickers and punters are. He doesn't seem to ever get rattled when things go well or if they're going bad.
We take a lot of pride in it. We work every day, but we try to not think about it too much, because as a kicker or a punter or a snapper, if you think too much, that's when you mess up.
Iowa isn't overthinking Illinois either, as this will be just as big of a task as last week.
You just take it day to day. When I came here on my official visit, I asked Coach Ferentz, what's the best advice you can give me? And he said it's all about the day-to-day process, getting better, doing little things right. So that's all we're trying to do here.
Now, speaking of Illinois, their quarterback, Wes Lunt, should be back. He played last week against Wisconsin in the second half. We'll see what we see out of him.
Yeah, and then on the defensive end, they have a good set of defensive ends, just like Michigan did, and Dwayne Smoot and Carl Phillips.
That's right. Now, you can catch the game at 11 a.m. on Big Ten Network. We will be there, and it'll be our last one.
I know. It's before really Nebraska, sad. At least.
Yeah.
Last road trip.
Well, that's all we have for today for pregame. Sam, back to you.
Football season is winding down. It doesn't mean it's our list of kid captain spotlights. I was on the road this weekend, but they will still have an honorary kid captain from the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. This is Madeline. She is 12 years old from Monmouth, Illinois. Back in the summer of 2014, Madeline noticed swelling in her neck and throat. She was diagnosed with tonsillitis, but her parents took her to an ear, nose, and throat doctor because they felt that it was something worse. Turns out they were right. They were sent to the UI Children's Hospital, where doctors found 2 large non-cancerous masses in her esophagus, and it made it hard for her to breathe. Madeline was given a drug called OK432 that drained the fluid from masses, allowing her to breathe. Madeline and her family were shocked that she was named kid captain since she hadn't been in the hospital for so long. Congratulations, Madeline, on being named this week's kid captain. And that's all for this edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.tv.com, for the latest Iowa City news. And don't forget to pick up your today's copy of the Daily Iowan. We have a program, and sorry about that. We have a program note that this week, Thanksgiving, Daily Iowan will be taking a week-long break, but catch us here Monday morning, November 28th at 8:30. Be sure to stick with dailyiowan.tv.com for all your Iowa City news over this week. And for Daily Iowan TV, I'm Sam Edelman. Thanks for watching.